Slim here with a new video today. And today, you guys, I got you what you've been demanding. They put Nadir Servant back to 3. They put Fusion Destiny back to 3. You guys wanted to see it. I've waited a while to normal summon Alistair, normal summon myself. And today I got you guys on my first draft. Now, asterisk, this is a draft. This is a template to get you guys started. A lot of people wanted to see an updated Dogmatika Invoke list, and I got you guys, but just be warned, this is my first crack at it. This is just me throwing together everything that I feel will be good in this format. And as the format progresses, as we get new cards with Darkwing Blast and everything, and as the decks change, this deck will also change as well. So take this list as a template, improve it, make it better. It's far from perfect, but I wanted to bring it to you guys because I know how much you guys love this deck and you love whenever I profile it. But anyways, you guys know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the love lately on the videos. It's been awesome. And yeah, just subscribe. You want to build the deck yourself, use my TCG player link. Check out the affiliates and everything down in the description below, and let's hop into it. I don't want to waste any more time. Just smash that like button. That's all I ask, and leave comments on your thoughts on how to make this list better. So Dogmatika Invoke, this is a 42 card list. Shout out to my brother Jerry. Reason it's at 42, I literally just couldn't cut anything. I thought about some cards. You can probably find some cards to cut, and just let me know in the comment section below if you want to make it a clean 40, whatever you guys want. But without further ado, let's get into it. It feels so good to say 3 copies of Alistair the Invoker, 3 copies of Slim, 3 copies of Best Normal Summon Ever. I haven't been able to say that in so long because unfortunately this card really got phased out. I know that this deck is not the best deck of the format, just so you guys know. It will not be the best deck of the format. Will it be a contender? Maybe. In the hands of someone who knows what they're doing with the deck. If they can innovate the deck or something, we might see it. But, you know, we're always going to have this deck on hand because it's one of my favorite decks and engines of all time. Of course, 3 Meltdown, the 2 Invocation, and the 1 Terraforming to search it. That's a standard invoked engine. It's never going to change. No reason to play 3 Invocation because we're not playing Desires, we're playing Prosperity. So you guys already know. On to the Dogmatika cards. So 3 Ecclesia, 1 Fleur-de-Lis, 1 Maximus, triple Nadir Servant, the Dogmatika Punishment. Very standard. Now, here are some things I contemplated when making this list. If you wanted to make this list a clean 40, you literally could just cut 2 copies of Ecclesia. For beginning purposes with a new format with the new list, I chose to leave it in. Again, you can always change that if you want. Nadir Servant can get Ecclesia from the deck. It can get it from the graveyard, so you could, you know, warrant it out. I just wanted to see Ecclesia more because I feel like if I see it, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to the main plays with Shaddoll Schism, which is actually part of the Dogmatika engine, honestly. It's a Shaddoll card, but it's literally part of the engine. And I'm going to see Wyndham more consistently, so that's the list. That's the approach I took with this. I'm so happy to have this card back at 3. It's awesome. And Punishment, you know, just 1 of is fine. I don't feel you need more than that right now. Back in the day, you could get away with multiple copies, but I think 1 is just fine. You search it, so it's good enough. And then Shaddoll Schism could be a win con by itself because Winda is still pretty crazy in this format. So that's all the Dogmatika stuff. Like I said, if you want to cut Ecclesia to 1 and just do 1/1/1 with the 3 Nadir Servants, you can, and then the deck will be at 40. Now back at 3, thank you very much. 3 copies of Fusion Destiny and the 2 bricks. Pros and cons to this. Fusion Destiny is insane if you hard draw it. You have to hard draw it in this deck, obviously. You can't search it. There's no Verde, so you can't really cheat it out. DPE is just absolutely insane in this deck. With 3 copies, now you have a higher chance of seeing it. Now, I know you could say, well, if you want to see it, you should play 40. Yeah, but again, I don't want to draw these damn bricks. They do absolutely nothing. I shouldn't say that. They do some odd things. When you see the extra deck, they can do stuff that is a little bit beneficial, but there are scenarios you never want to get into. But I wanted to include it. There was no way I was playing this deck without it. We can still just hard draw it and hope for the best, Prosperity into it and hope for the best, and it is what it is. These cards are still crazy. Dasher's Effect to Special is actually very relevant. It does come up, and then of course the draw 2 with Celestial is crazy, so had to include them. Thank you for putting Fusion Destiny back to 3. Now, that's the main engines of the deck. Now the rest of it is going to be hand traps and utility cards. Now, again, we're in a new format, so I'm just experimenting. Again, this can be where you make the changes. This is just what I've observed from some players and profiles I've seen so far of other decks on what they feel are going to be the best hand traps of the format. So we'll start with 3 Nib, 3 Ash, 3 DD Crow, MVP for sure, and 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. So in the selection for this, I don't think I really need to explain Imperm. You can't talent this card. This card is actually crazy. Good going first, good going second. You can draw it as your 6th card. It actually has value. I just think this card is great. It can just hit anything. The best way to play against Tier is really just to try to hand trap them, and Imperm is really good in that sense. I want to play and just good against everything in general, so that's pretty standard. Crow is definitely an MVP. Obviously, with tier elements, this card is just crazy. Like, you just Crow the problem, you just Crow the monster, and you're good to go. Also, value against any Drytron players. There's 3 Ben 10 now, so this card, of course, makes it so Ben 10 doesn't resolve, so this card is great. I would say for Rototonin, but unfortunately Rototonin is gone, but this can just help you with stuff in the graveyard, opposing DPEs. I think this card is easily one of the best hand traps. Shout out to the homie DD Crow, being one of the OG hand traps and just always coming back in formats. So had to max out on it. I think it's without a doubt one of the best hand traps of the format. And then I'm playing the generic Ash. That's just standard. It helps fuel Purgatrio. Ash is just generic. I actually think it's the weakest hand trap in this lineup. Again, this can be something you guys can change if you feel it's not good enough. I just felt that, I wanted to have it just at the start of a format because there's just always things you can hit with Ash, and it always comes up in versatile plays. And again, you can make Purgatrio with it. And then Nib, I think, is extremely high impact to play. To not lose to Eradicator, being able to Nibiru tier element danger player is insane. I think that in conjunction with some of these other hand traps too, it can be very valuable. Imperm Nib is actually insane. So I wanted to still have the versatility there. I think it's very high impact. Not only that, it is a light for Mechabuzz. So all the synergy is there. That's all the reasons for the hand traps. I think that it's a good starting base as far as the hand traps go. And the last cards of the decks are just the utility cards. The Prosperities, just to filter through your deck. Best pot card, hands down. One called by because this card is broken. They didn't ban it, so we're going to play it. And then one Harpy's Feather Duster to respect Mystic Mine and still have the out. And just good against trap decks because with no red reboot, players are going to migrate to trap decks in the beginning of the format. But that is the main deck. It is 42 cards. I've explained how you can bring it down to 40 with some simple changes. If you are someone that wants to play 40, either cut the Ecclesias down to 1 because you'll still be able to get it off Servant and be able to do other things. If you're not a fan of Duster, if you're not a fan of Called By, you have plenty of room there. If you want to change the ratios on hand traps, everything is there for you to make the deck at 40 and to your liking. Now lastly, I'm just going to do the extra deck. It's very generic, but for the invoked fusions, we got the 2 Mechaba, the 1 Purgatrio, we've got the 1 Raijin, we've got the 1 Agatis. That's all standard, and I am playing Kaliga. Kaliga, I think, is actually crazy. Ending Mechaba Kaliga is nuts. Being able to use your dark monsters, you have Crow. You also have the Destiny Hero targets. That's what I was talking about earlier. That if you hard draw them, if your line is not to get to DPE, you can make Kaliga. This card is actually crazy for everyone that's played against it and knows, like, just being able to make it to where your opponent only gets 1 monster effect is just like bonkers. It can only attack with 1 monster. Like, that's just nuts. Like, Kaliga is actually insane, and I highly suggest you guys test it out this format. Of course, the DPE, this card is nuts. Gotta hard draw the Fusion Destiny, but this card is the business when it's on the field, so feels good to play it again. So that's standard. And then I got the 3 Shaddoll names, of course. We've got the Abcalone, the Construct, and the Winda, all for the plays with the Dogmatika cards, literally to get to Winda. This is your win con, so it's pretty crazy. I need to get alternate. I need to get the OG art Winda, and probably even the OG art Construct. I kind of miss them, so if anyone's got them for cheap, let me know. I low-key want them, because I kind of miss having them, to be honest. And then Titaniclad. I went back and forth with this card, but I figured since I was playing the 3 Ecclesia, this just gave me versatility with Punishment. It gave me versatility with Nadir Servant to add the floor and end phase, and that just gives me an interruption. So I'm still playing it. I think the card is very valuable. And then I'm playing, of course, the Garuda. Literally, Nadir Servant becomes Engage. You literally search and then draw, because Garuda go into grave lets you draw. That's bonkers. Like, you gotta play this card. We also would probably side Super Poly. I haven't made the side deck yet. If you guys do want to see a side deck, I probably will post it over on Patreon. I know I haven't been active on my Patreon, but I know that was one of the perks people liked, is seeing the side decks on Patreon. But yeah, Super Poly is probably something we would play. Of course, the Entis, because this with Punishment is just crazy. And I am playing the Omega. Again, probably thinking of considering siding the Gammas and the Driver. I think they're insane. I just wouldn't want them in the main deck to start. Plus, the space was kind of tight, even trying to get it up to 42. I didn't want it to get any higher. This card is just a good utility card to shuffle stuff back, so this can mess up the opponent's graveyard and fix your graveyard. So this card's very versatile. And then again, if we do side the Gamma package in the side deck. And then lastly, just the Artemis. So we're not playing the Secure Gardener. We're not playing the All Mirage. It's not needed. Just literally normal summon Alistair, turn it into this. You've already got your light. You're good to go. Very standard stuff. That way you also don't fall into like any issues of, like, you can play them if you want, but I just noticed that all I really needed was Artemis. I didn't feel like I needed to have All Mirage and Secure Gardener, so I just felt like this was just the better card to play. But again, more testing and time will tell. But that is the deck profile, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to smash that like button if you did. Feels so good to literally do this again. It really does. Thank you, Konami, for bringing not only this to 3, which is crazy, but thank you for bringing the Nadir servant back to 3. I'm so happy. Like, I just love it. And like I said, we'll keep working with this deck and trying to make it the best we can. And hopefully some other Alistair players will be able to make the deck better, and we can just see how it does in this crazy format. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Be sure to smash that like button if you did, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.
Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and a special thanks to all my patrons. It's because of you, after all these years, I'm still able to make this type of content. Hopefully you guys will check out some of the videos that are suggested here for you, and just remember, you guys, it's not just a game, it's a lifestyle. Thanks for watching.